Hello everyone, welcome to today's session on value education in refresher course organized by UGC HRDC Gujarat University Ahmedabad. In today's session, we will discuss about value education, its context, methodology for nurturing values in students, what are the aims for value education and different things related to value education. So let's start the today's session. First question is, why do we need education for values? So what are the reasons for value education? Why we need to give value education to the students? So these are the reasons. First one is concern about degeneration of values. Second one is impact of change on children and youth. Dysfunctional families increase crime and violence, effect on media and information overload. The competitive mindset among students, parents and teachers. These are the needs to give values through education. Next one is what values education aims at. Holistic development of the child while addressing the head and the heart, revisiting values and making everyone aware of eroding values. Creating balance between child and community. An education that connects the heart, head and hand. It means that value education should be associated with ideology and philosophy of Gandhiji, which is 3H education. Education of heart, head and hand. Inculcating the understanding of interdependence between family, society, nation and the whole world. This is the main aims of value education. Next one is bringing in a proactive social conscience. Next one is improvement of the quality of education. So by giving the value education we can improve quality of education. Next one is harmony and peace with the self. So these are the aims to give values education. Next one is value education, a challenge before schools. So what are the challenges is need to prioritize value education in the curriculum. Next challenge is integrating values education into school activities. Another challenge is defining focus areas and planning for realizing desired objectives. So these are the main challenges for the school to provide value education to their students. Next one is the process of internalizing values. So what is the process? Let's see. Positioning in a socio-cultural context. Socialization. What we mean by socialization is socialization through family, school and friends, and cognitive stages level of maturity for the students. Reinforcement through experiences and observation. We will see one video related to internalizing values into the child. Friends, this video suggests us that how we may teach or give education, internalize values in our child in school or in the family or in the home. Let's see another point. Value concern at. What are the concern for values? The first concern is developing universal human values. So humanism is the first concern for the values. Next one is values derived from the Indian Constitution. So all the values which may nurture in the students, it's derived from our constitution, that is Indian Constitution. Developing problem solving attitude towards contemporary challenges. Holistic development of the individual. So value makes the overall development, continuous development of the human. Responsible attitude towards self and society. Nurturing and ethical approach, collaborative skills, and respect for human rights. These are the concerns related to values and its education. An approach to value education, we will see approach towards value education. All educational programs attempt at developing students through the provision and facilitation of certain learning experiences which from the larger curriculum of an institution. A program begin by identification of goals and learning outcome characteristics that we may expect the human to develop. Thereafter, learning experiences that will enable students to achieve the intended learning outcome. This outcome can help students towards the holistic development. So the value education approach is concentrated on the holistic development of the person or students or the human or the individual. It suggests that the goal and learning outcome should be development of the human or our students. We must give learning experiences, exercises to the student to enable values in their development, in their process of holistic development. This is the approach towards the value education. Let's see. Inculcating values and attitudes. Values are determine quality of life. There is a very large body of knowledge and list of values. Our constitution, article number 51A, suggests and provides fundamental duties, the most comprehensive list of values that should be inculcated by every Indian citizen. There are 10 principles that from the values framework and Descriptors are specified for each. The 10 principles are below. First one is to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and national anthem. So this first principle suggests that value of respect our flag, anthem and nation. Second one is to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired freedom struggle. Third one is to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Next one is to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. Fifth one is to promote harmony and spirit of unity, brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversities, to remove the practices derogatory to the dignity of woman, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our culture, to protect and improve the natural environment, to develop scientific temper and the spirit of inquiry, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity which leads to higher level of performance. So these 10 values are mentioned in the Constitution of India, and every citizen of India must follow these all the principles for the nation, for the development of nation. Basic themes may also form a part of value education. So we will see some basic themes for the value education. First is think positive. This theme is a self-empowering concept that allows the students to have a positive self-image and values him or herself and life in all forms. So this is the first theme which called a think positive. Next one is be compassionate and do not harm. Attempts to inculcate love, kindness and friendliness that are important to respond to intolerance and violence in our society. Next one is discover inner space. This theme suggests that enables an individual to understand the self at a deeper level of consciousness. It also addresses a person's spiritual needs. So this theme related to the discover of our inner peace, and we make get inner peace by meditating. Next one is learning to live together. This theme suggests seeks to promote the qualities of sharing, cooperation, mutual help, building trust, and teamwork. So we should help each other. We should work just like a team, share our resources, share our knowledge, cooperate with each other, working harmoniously in work groups which other reduce competition and emphasize the joy of working as a team. So we should work or live together, sharing our resources, help each other, and work as a whole team. This is the main base of this theme, learning to live together. Next one is respect human dignity. This theme is based on the concept of human rights and justice. Its objective is to develop consciousness that recognize rights of others along with one's own. So we should respect rights of others, justice for others, and we should keep in mind all the rights given to the human. Next one is be your true self. Builds behavior skill such as time management, honesty, and strength of character that are essential for resolving conflicts and for effective social interaction. So we should be honest, strengthen our characters, and avoiding or resolving conflicts for the effective social communication, interaction, and behavioral skill we should develop being true to ourselves. This is the base of this theme, be your true self. Next one is developing critical thinking. This theme involves the ability to think with logic and reason. It also includes decision making and is an important component of democratic institution. Another theme is resolve conflict non-violently. So all the conflict, all the misunderstanding should be resolved non-violently. This is the basic theme. What this theme say? Let's see. This theme is a basic component of value education. It encompasses skills necessary for conflict resolution, active listening, meditation, creative solution, and alternative solution seeking. So basically this theme is basic for value education. Next one is build peace in the community, provide an opportunity for young learners to be exposed to social realities and to understand people's problems as well as their own responsibilities and duties. Caring for the planet. This is a global educational needs in today's era for children and adults alike. The health of the planet has a direct and immediate influence on the destiny of humankind. So basically this theme is a globally needed and base of value education. We should protect our environment because it is directly associated with the human and its health. Next one is it is important to remember that value education is not another subject. It performs two important functions in the curriculum. Firstly, it unifies all other subjects under holistic vision of values. In the absence of such a holistic view, the learning done in subjects tends to be fragma- holistic holistic view. The learning done in subject tends to be fragmentary and remain superficial. Secondly, value education humanize the education. So the value education is not a subject or not a curriculum, and it is not different from the other subject. It should be considered or correlated with the all subjects which are taught in the schools, institution, colleges, and academic institution. Now we will see methodology for value education. We will some pedagogies or methodologies by which we can provide value education to our students or the human, how we can nurture values into the student. So these we will discuss some different pedagogies, methodologies for value education. A society educates its young so that they become responsible for their well-being and contribute to the process of the society while maintaining its inherent character. The necessarily means inculcating in the young the values cherished by the society in a given society. One has to take into account the varying culture, regional and religious sentiments before deciding the values that are to be emphasized. The methodologies employed to instill these values also need to be sensitive to individual sentiments and needs. These are many influences through which a child from its attitude and values. The school is certainly one of the most important of this influence, and it is worthwhile to find out the ways in which a institute can most effectively carry out this duty. This is the approach for the value education, a three-tier approach. A school has to impart many kinds of learning to its students, like the learning of concepts, rules and principles, discrimination, etc., through problem solving and other skills. Inherent to acquisition of this kind of learning is the development of the right attitude and values. Before going into the methodology of imparting values to the student, it is important to realize that values cannot be entirely taught as a subject in school, and inculcation of values cannot be left only to the moral sciences or value education teacher. Every teacher has to be made equally responsible for this undertaking inside and outside the classroom. For value education truly permeates the entire learning process. At the same time, we must keep in mind that we cannot draw up a list of values that will be enough and true for all people. It is imperative that we also allow the student to decide the values and resolve the conflicts of values that they may face. The approach is every learning program has an explicit and an implicit curriculum. Indeed, it is very difficult to create a direct or explicit curriculum for values education, for it tends to become rather rigid and insensitive to the immediate needs of the students. Hence, the learning environment or situation for developing desirable attitudes and values can be seen in the entire curriculum, in the teaching strategies adopted in the class, as well as in the subject matter which can be used to illustrate certain values. In both the content and the process of education, promoting values is the hidden or implicit part of the curriculum. So now we will discuss certain strategies which are useful for value education or which we may use to enrich or inculcate values into our student. So I suggest some strategies or pedagogy or methodologies for value education. So we will see some pedagogies or methodologies. First one is silent sitting. So this methodology will be silent sitting has been considered an important strategy which helps in the habit of reflection, strengthening the inner being or self, consolidating information received and retaining what is essential. It helps in concentration and assimilation, clear thinking, memory, health, vigor, and also helps one to be in tune with the self. Some experiments have shown that silent sitting helps in improving self confidence, ability to get along with others while reducing negative emotions and experiencing calm. This can be used in all classes or subjects. Before starting the actual teaching, we may use 2 minutes could be spare before beginning of the lesson in every subject. We may use this methodology before starting the teaching of the lesson. It serves as a warm-up exercise, especially for younger children. One activity or example of one activity suggested here, teachers should ask the student to follow this instruction during the sitting or silent sitting activities. First instruction is sit straight and close your eyes. Then back straight and hand on your thighs. Focus on your breathing. Be aware of all the sound in the surroundings. Ignore all irritation of your body. After a few minutes, rub your hands and place your hands on your eyes. Now open your eyes. So by this activity, student is able to concentrate. We may use this methodology before starting of actual teaching for 2 minutes. Next one is visual experiences. Teacher can use symbols, drawings, posters, charts, cartoons, graphs, photographs, and pictures and or auditory and kinesthetic experiences which are as compared to verbal mode less abstract and more powerful for communicating of attitudes and values and forming imaginary in the education. So in this methodology we can use different symbols, drawings, poster, charts, cartoons, uh, and photographs related or showing values. So by this we can develop values by experiencing them different visual. So this methodology also be useful for value education. Next one is storytelling. Stories provide a wonderful way of engaging learners with ideas and situation at all levels. They allow for exploring and expressing thoughts and feelings through their characters, their plots, or different messages. Where it is Panchatantra or Chataka tales from the Indian tradition or fables, or the Thousand and One Nights from the other parts of the world. Stories and their narration have been internal to human heritage. At the primary stage, stories awaken interest and awareness among learners which respect to their environment and their cultural, their natural curiosity can be guided towards inculcating values with respect to the schools, to the families, or to the academic institution. Themes like respect towards elders, social interdependence, and honesty can be woven within stories, and children can be asked to draw meaning or a moral message from the same. Similarly, leaving the story open ended or asking a student to be a given character from within the story is an effective technique for communication of ideas, thoughts, and beliefs of others. In this methodology, what we should do, so we should ask students to create their own stories based on given values that they consider to be important. So first we have to give some values, list of values to the student, and then we have to ask student to build a story based on their own experiences. So what are that values? Patience, honesty, discipline, and other values we may give to the students. They can also be asked to share anecdotes from real life situations that convey social prejudice or coexistence and way to deal with social issues. Now we will see one video of storytelling method, how storytelling method we may use to give education, value education through this methodology, storytelling methodology.
Children love stories. Whether it is a real-life story or a fairy tales, they're just excited to hear a story because it is not subject-based. In fact, character development is one of the most abstract topics that cannot be taught through words. It has to be identified, felt, and accepted through role modeling. It has to be internalized. This is why storytelling is one of the best ways to inculcate virtues. Stories can ignite children's imagination, strike their emotional chords, and help them grasp the concepts of the virtues. When children like a story, they will want to share it with someone else. As they tell these stories to their friends, They reiterate the virtues.
I'm done.
And the messages behind the story are also being passed on.
I'm Baby Bear. I should forgive Godzilla. I'm the big good wolf and I'm friendly and I'm not going to eat the 3 little pigs.
As educators, we should constantly be searching for teachable moments where story can be told to children. That's how they best learn about character developments and virtues. When children keep stories close to their hearts, the messages of these stories will inspire and shape their character.
So this is a very wonderful video. It helps us to understand that what is the impact of storytelling and how we may use this methodology with our students. Next methodology is enacting. Acting is a way of presenting ideas through performing them out for audience. This follows the students to engage closely with the content and context of a story or given situation. A focus on the message or its value or represented by the character can be kept in mind as students involve themselves in writing the script, organize the performance, and rehearse their parts. So also role play by students as their parents can be used to open a discussion on gender roles. Those as a worker or peasant can be used to sanitize them towards the value of effort. As students assume the character of an individual from a given lesson, their learning will be more enriching and meaningful. It will also help improve their communication skills. Next methodology is group singing. Group singing is important as values in the lyrics of the song remain in the consciousness for a long time. Group signifies the unity towards a common purpose of goal, cooperation, disciplines, self-resistance, sorry, self-restraint, and the spirit of accommodate. Selection of a song is important and could be chosen to reflect any one or a group of values. Example, these are the example of songs which we may choose to give group singing to the student. Love of nature, motherland, respect for one's heritage, respect for one's or others' culture. Next activity is group activities. Group activities provide opportunities for learning of many values concurrently. Development of fundamental values of love, tolerance, cooperation, peaceful coexistence, and respect for others is important. By working in groups, students learn the values of each other's sincere efforts, joy of doing one's best for the good of the whole group. Here, some activities are suggested for group activities. The various group activities are games. We can use group games to build up a bonding between the students. Another is discussions, group discussions. We may give projects for group projects. The group activities could be used in teaching of subject as well. The manner in which such activities are organized is important. Role plays. This is another technique where student works in pair or in small groups of 3 or 4. Here students are given a situation which involves finding out the solution to a problem. Each one of them is then asked to take on the role of any one person in the situation under consideration. Put himself or herself in their place and act out their role. This gives the student an opportunity to get into the skin of another person, and explore the situation from that point of view. Role play can be used as a methodology for inculcating values where the emphasis is not on the acting capabilities but on the projection of ideas or values and analysis of the same. The analysis brings out why a person should or should not accept the values in question and act on all occasions upholding the same. The process of acting out helps in better understanding and reinforcing the importance of values. Role plays can be conducted according to the age group, involving the processes of seeing, judging, acting, and internalizing. The presentation of the role play is just one part. The real and crucial part is reflection, through which attitudes change and growth in values take places. In reflecting, the art of conducting role plays and using them particularly for younger students required orientation and practices. The whole process of teaching through the role play revolves around. First one is acting out the story, like moral stories, Panchtantra stories, reflection upon any recent incidents and the value it communicates. Second one is miming of various behaviors so that the students understand the difference between acceptable and unacceptable behavior. In this mime, we can give the same scenario to two groups and ask one of them to mimic the acceptable one and the another to mimic the unacceptable behavior, and then ask the class which one they prefer. Role play in groups or pairs. Student, Students are divided into pairs or some groups. Each group is asked to choose one problem and work out the solution to that problem through the role play. In each group, the student is asked to take the role of the adult while the other act like children or young people. The student who takes the role of the adult is asked to look at the problem for the adult's perspective. After the role play group discussions, the whole class is brought to discuss the effects and result of their role play. Next methodology is discussion. The idea of discussion is not unfamiliar. There is no subject in the curriculum in which discussion among the students, either across the whole class or in a smaller group, cannot be initiated. Discussion can serve as a means for other students to deliberate on certain social, political, and moral issues where values as such are not the focus of discussion in their own rights but are underlying the topic. Examples for discussion. What topic are we should give for discussion? So here are some suggested topics: social justice, human rights and freedom, environment, ecology, population control, peace and disarmament, etc. Next methodology is value clarification. Value clarification is used for problematic situation with conflicting alternatives or equally competing values. This strategy allows one to choose one out of the two situations and reflect on what is chosen and what is valued by the person. It aims at helping students look closely at their ideas, behaviors, attitude, thereby accepting what they really value. Imposing one's value or imposing one's own idea or moralizing what the teacher thinks is right or wrong should be deliberately avoided. Let's see one example of value clarification. Asking students what they value most and why. Who is their role model at home? Who is their role model at school? Or who is their role model in general and why? Discuss any current accident or incident relevant to them and seek their opinion. Ask them what they would do if they were president, prime minister, chief minister, or their parents in a specific context of scenario. Next one is reflective practice. A key component for value education is allowing time for self-reflection. If students are given time and space for thinking back on their experiences, they can then begin to see what is important to them, where mistakes are being made, where things can be improved, and so on. The significant point to remember is that any kind of activity must be followed by reflection on particular experiences. Reflection is not enough on its own. What matters is the effect it will have on self. The real benefit of reflection is to be able to see things in a new light. The ability to effect change in one's attitude is perhaps the greatest strength of reflective practice. Journal writing is a powerful strategy for internalization. It can take different format, story writing on imaginative and life related themes, and characters would be provide both effective and cognitive experiences. The kind of personal story writing linked to the one's life and context as a character play out their life by gaining or losing values becomes a powerful tool for personal reflection, value internalization, and decision making. These are the such activities for reflective practices: writing a diary for daily learning and activities, creating timelines for self improvement, drawing for achievement chart or graph. So these are the activities for reflective practices. Next one is literacy skills. Student can be encouraged to create poems, stories and drawings on a given topic. This provides them with freedom of expression. These are such activities: hold art, poetry and creative writing competition with values as the same. Another one is publish selected entries in the school newsletter or magazines. And today we discussed about overview of value education, what are the questions, what are the aims of value education, why we should give value education to the students or person, and what are the methodology for value education. These are some references for further studies you may use to clarify more concept or more information related to the methodology of value education. Hope this session will useful to enrich your knowledge, to update your knowledge. Thank you. Thank you very much.